Hi guys, it's Wednesday, October 26th. We're 3 weeks away from surgery, so we're a couple days into the fourth week. Um, so far, Piper's doing really good. She's healing up really quickly. She's more herself. She gets more and more and more and more herself, which is amazing. She's been in school now for a week, exactly a week. She started school last Wednesday. And of course, when you've been away, she wasn't enthused about going back. But, once you get in there, then you realize that it's more fun than sitting around at home, She likes being around other kids. So she enjoys school and she's a good student. So it's good that she's in there. And she's in the stride of things to where, it's routine to wake up and, we don't have much of a morning thing beyond brushing her teeth. She doesn't have much of an appetite in the morning anymore, which is fine. But she has her morning meds at 8 o'clock, and then she leaves for work. She leaves for school at like 8:10 a.m. Her friend from across the street comes by and they walk together. It's a couple minute walk from here, so she's on her own. She walks out and she goes to school and she walks back home on her own. So it's nice to give her some independence and not be worried about her because she's not walking far. So yeah, the school stuff's going really good. I'm glad that she was able to get in there so quickly. And they were pushing for her to go back sooner than later, just to get her in a routine. And they say the movement with this is better than bed rest, But she still goes to the hospital twice a week to give blood for labs and urine. So they're keeping track of all her levels of, creatinine and, a lot of things. But in general, they, get the blood and the urine, and then they test everything they need to test, and we get an update of, she has a medication called Tacro that the dosage very much goes with her lab levels. So she'll get her labs, like, for example, today's Wednesday, she went on Monday, and they said, okay, so now drop Tacro in the evening by 5 milligrams. So she takes like 6 of these pills, but they're 0.5 milligrams, or half of a milligram. And that's just because of the changing of the dosage, It could be 3.5, and then the next time she does labs, like, okay, do 2.5. They've only been dropping in 0.5 milligram increments. So eventually that'll get, and I talked a lot about her meds in the last video, so any questions about meds that she has, just watch that video, because I went over all her meds and stuff, and nothing's been added, I don't think. No. Her blood pressure is still a little bit high. It was really good, and then it's been creeping up. So she was doing 5 milligrams of amlodipine at night for blood pressure, and that's what she's been doing for a very long time. And now, since her blood pressure is still elevated, we upped her amlodipine from 5 to 7.5. So her blood pressure meds have gone up, and that's recent. That's this week recent. So right now there's this struggle between the nephrologist and the rheumatologist. You know, the nephrologists are like, well, she's taking Tacro, why is she taking prednisone? And then the rheumatologist is like, she needs prednisone because her body is not producing something that the prednisone is giving to her. And you know, there's a bit of a struggle there, which is kind of frustrating. One doctor saying, why is she taking this, and the other doctor is saying she needs to take it. You know, they're specialists in different fields, so you know, it kind of sucks when there's like headbutting of things like that going on. You know, it's frustrating, but it's all we can do is just stay on them. Like, okay, this doctor says this doctor says that, and just keep sending them. Like, don't forget about Piper. You know, don't let her, you know, oh, I won't see you for 6 months and then just not look at her shit, you know? So, luckily with the My Chart app, if you're familiar with that, it's very easy to like text doctors at all times. So, and they're pretty good at getting back. It's just when nothing happens is the frustrating part. But what do I got here? Yeah, but Piper's doing really, really well. And if we can get the blood pressure chilled. And I'll be honest, you know, when her low sodium diet was kind of, you know, kind of got chains off of it. So, you know, we went a little nuts with the ordering out of food in the past couple weeks. Like, I think the second week mostly, because I'm not allowed to lift any. I'm not supposed to lift anything over 10 pounds. So that second week, that was the hardest for me, because the first week came home, you know, you expect the pain, you expect the uneasiness, you know, you got pain drugs, so you're just medicate when things get a little bit too much. But that second week for me was probably the hardest, because you're coming off of the pain meds, so your dopamine's pretty low, and then I'm not allowed to do anything, so your purpose, my purpose, is like in the gutter. You know, I feel like I can't do anything. And Liz went back to work, and you know, for me, felt kind of like useless. I'm like, I can't even like boil a pot of water, you know. And for me, it was just, I got into a pretty depressive state in that second week. And basically, it's just like, you know, as things with Piper are going great, and she was healing really fast, and I'm healing slower, which is fine, you know, I mean, but at that time, it's almost like my purpose just took a nosedive, so I got depressed, you know, and it was pretty short-lived. I'm not the type to like get depressed too often. I mean, it happens. I'm sure it happens to everybody, but usually I can snap out of it pretty quickly. And with this particular time with me, I remember my head just clicking and being like, all right, this isn't helping anybody. And just started setting little goals, just the most minor little goals for myself. Like, for example, we have that breathing apparatus. It's all you do is suck in air and a plunger goes up. I think I mentioned this in the last video. And, you know, your target goes like this, but the tube's like this. So in my head, I'm like, all right, get the thing all the way to the top. And just that little bit of like something to strive for, and helps. It helped me like tremendously. The smallest thing of just like drawing a plunger up all the way to the top. It's like, I'm like, I gotta do this. And then I had a little bit of purpose and, you know, kind of snapped out of it, you know, because, yeah, depression is crippling for, you know, when your head isn't in the right place. Just feeling the lack of purpose is, it's kind of rough, but I'm over it now. I've accepted that this is going to be a slow burn for me, and I can't do much, because when I was in that state, I'm like, I gotta do stuff. So I've been like doing laundry and then making dinner and doing dishes and stuff, and then realizing I'm giving myself more pain, you know, because I'm doing shit I'm not supposed to do. But the lack of purpose is like messing with my head. So but yeah, like I said, I'm good now. Just trying to keep moving and keep myself busy. Try not to do shit I'm not supposed to do. Liz has been amazing through all this. She's, you know, she's doing everything, you know, everything that, you know, I can't, and going to work, and, you know, that kind of led to that type of depression. But, you know, I certainly don't want to be like, boo-hoo, oh, poor me, because that's not what I'm getting at. I'm just trying to give you like an update on myself. I don't really like talking about myself. This is more about Piper, and you know, now that I'm equated into that physically, you know, taking an organ from me and giving it to her, and having it going well, and having her healing quickly, that's amazing, and that's all that really matters. And I put my head there, and, you know, I'm good. So I just kind of had to get that off of my chest. I don't really, you know, I talk with Liz, obviously, but sometimes just getting your thoughts out loud helps me. So yeah, that's where we are at. I just want to give you guys an update about that, you know. I'm moving slowly but surely, you know. I just hope, my biggest concern is that when I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to do, I didn't prolong the healing process, which that's my biggest fear, is just like out of stupidity making things take longer, and I have to keep that in my mind as well. But I think we're caught up here. Yeah, we've talked about everything on my little list. I make like a little, what do you call it? PowerPoint, I think people call it. I'm on slower pad. Yeah. That's it for now. I think it's been 2 weeks since the last video. So, what's coming up in, as far as Piper in the next month, I think in the teens of November, I forget exactly what day, she's getting a stent removed. So that's another surgery, but it's like an outpatient. Like, she'll go in, the surgery is an hour or two, and then she goes home. From my understanding of a stent, it keeps arteries open, or openings open. So I'm guessing that is, and I apologize, I don't have too much information because it just jumped in my head. But I'm imagining that the new kidney is connected and needs to have the opening held open. But I'm just guessing about that. But what I do know is there is a stent in her somewhere, and it's got to be taken out. So that's going to happen, like I said, in the teens of November. So I got to take it easy. They say I can't lift like anything for 8 weeks. So we're going into the 4th week. We're into the 4th week. It'll be 4 weeks next Monday. So yeah, I'm only halfway through, and I gotta keep reminding myself that you're only halfway through of healing. So I keep wanting it to go faster, but all I can do is keep my mind in the right place, and positive thoughts drive positive results. So I know that, and sometimes you have to remind yourself of that, and sometimes you need to do what you gotta do to snap yourself out of depressive type of things, you know. So everybody's good. I'll give you an update. I don't know when, but I will. I love you guys. Thanks for caring. It's everything to us, and all the positivity that you guys have sent our way is shining through in the results. And we're both on a path to recovery, and we're both on a path to victory. And my path is a little around the bend, and Piper's is streamlined, which wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, again, love you guys. Thank you. Till next time.